Hello, everyone. We are about to get started on the student panel. So if people are outside, please come into the forum to prepare to hear from our wonderful current students at the Brown School. This student panel is going to be facilitated by Felicity. I am now going to pass it over to Felicity.
Hello. Okay, it's on. We just wanted to introduce ourselves real quick. My name is Manasseh Begay. I'm one of the faculty here at the college. I teach stuff, social work stuff. I'm a licensed clinical social worker and also a licensed alcohol and drug abuse counselor. So I do some of the more clinical side of instructional. If any of you are going that direction, hello. Come talk if you would like to. I'm around certain days of the week. I also provide stipends for some of our students who are interested in working for some of our Native American communities. I'm half White Mountain Apache and half Navajo, so and I come from Arizona. And here's my lovely wife.
Pam Begay Yanishya. Hello, everybody. My name is Pam Begay. I am the director of the Catherine and Booter Center on the third floor in this building here. I also am an associate professor of practice and also a licensed clinical social worker. And we are just so thankful and so glad to see all of you and your smiling faces. And we welcome you today and hope that we get to talk to some of you. So thank you.
All right, welcome. Are you all well fed? We are? Okay. So first, I want to acknowledge that the Brown School and Hillman Hall is located on the ancestral lands of Native peoples who were removed unjustly. And this community is the beneficiary of the land. We honor our heritage of Native peoples and what they teach us about stewardship of the earth. And I want to introduce myself. My name is Felicity. I use they, she pronouns. I'm a second year MSW student studying mental health, and I'm a student ambassador at the admission office as well. And we have some amazing people on our panel today. So I want all of them to each introduce yourself, your name, your program, what else? Your neighborhood, the neighborhood that you currently live in. You have to press the button. Press the button.
We're pressing. Okay. Hey, my name is Levi. I use they, them pronouns. I am finishing up my first year in the MSW program, Master of Social Work, studying mental health in clinical social work. And my neighborhood is Tower Grove East. Elizabeth, I see you. Yeah.
Hi, everyone. My name is Eric, pronouns they, them. I am in the MSW program as well, studying domestic, social, and economic development and policy, and I live in the Vandevenner neighborhood.
Oh.
Hi, everyone. I'm Victoria. I am a Master's of Public Health and Master's of Social Policy dual student. In the public health program, I'm a generalist, and I use she, her pronouns, and I lived in the Central West End.
Hello, everyone. My name is Eric Jones. I use he, they pronouns. I am a first year MSW student, concentration in mental health and specialization in sexual health and education. And I live on Delmont Boulevard / the Bolivar area.
Hi, everybody. You're welcome. My name Sorry. My name is Cassandra. I am a first year MPH student concentrating in epidemiology and biostatistics. I currently live in the Central West End also.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kalulu Peter. I'm doing MPH and my specialization is global health. And I use he, him pronouns. I'm happy to be here and you're most welcome.
And then I've already met a lot of you, but again, I'm Courtney. I'm a student ambassador here. I use she, her pronouns. I'm a second year MPH student on the Epi Biostats track, and I live in the South City, Northampton area.
All right, I have a very hard question for you all. So what brought you here? Like literally, how did you get here? Transportation wise. Yeah.
Did anyone not take a car is the better question. Did anyone not drive here?
Hey. Everyone drove? Everyone drove here?
I think I came here through a Metrolink. I
Metrolink.
use Metrolink on a normal basis. I actually prefer to use. We have a car that comes every day to campus, but I prefer using Metrolink. So I come every day with Metrolink here. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, St. Louis is a pretty like car heavy city. People do rely on car as the major form of transportation, but we do acknowledge that not all students have access to a car. Sometimes we do carpool. Students are very happy to do that. And public transportation, we have like free travel pass for all students. It's called, what is it, Metro? What is it called? U-Pass, yes. And so I live very close to campus, and how I got here is just by walking. Okay, I walk here, yeah, all the way from China. And then I guess going off the neighborhood topic, why did you pick it in the first place? I know not everyone is from St. Louis, so we're probably not the most familiar with all of our different neighborhoods. Why did you pick it in the first place, and what do you love about it?
I can go first just because, so I finished my undergrad in 2018, came back to St. Louis to work, and then 4 years later started this program. And at first I lived kind of near campus, but developed a lot of friendships and art and music connections in South City. So kind of further east of campus. And there's just like a really bustling art music life scene in Tower Grove East and South City area. So I decided that was where I wanted to settle down and end up and just be really immersed in, you know, like downtown St. Louis, not downtown, but South City. So yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I ended up where I live kind of by happenstance. I had never been to St. Louis before I moved here. And so I just picked the apartment I could afford. And it ended up being where it is. But I think I might be the only one who lives in North City, which is also a really interesting dynamic to be in. For those who don't know, North City is a majority Black part of the city, but also where a lot of concentration of poverty is. And so as someone studying social and economic development, it's really interesting to live. I live on Del Mar, but on the Del Mar Divide, which people might have heard of yet, I don't know. But so it's just interesting to be able to live kind of in the thing that you're looking at and talking about and studying a lot.
For me, my decision to move to the CWE, which is the Central West End, was more of a convenience issue. I have a little sister who goes to SLU. So there are a lot of very student-friendly accommodations around the SLU area. And there's also like very easy access to public transportation to come to WashU, but I choose to drive because waking up 2 hours early just to get on the metro is just not going to work for me. But yeah, that was a big factor in me moving to the CWE.
Any quick advice for students who haven't like found their apartment? Any advice on apartment hunting? Any of that?
Yeah, I found my apartment off of one of the groups on Facebook. So that, you know, that worked out for me. Like I initially started kind of reaching out to other people in the program, but that didn't work out. And so was able to find something else, and was with other WashU grad students at the medical school campus. And so if you're like trying to figure all those pieces out, like it's definitely a good place to go. Pricing for me was a big thing too. So yeah.
Yeah, I use the Brown School spreadsheet for finding roommates. And so I was lucky to find someone who is in the Brown School, but already lived in St. Louis. And so she had an open room and wanted someone to move in. And so that was very convenient because then I didn't have to furnish a full apartment on my own. And it was also a pricing consideration and just distance from campus. I really didn't, if I was driving, I didn't want it to be more than 10 to 15 minutes. So it takes about 7 minutes. Sometimes I push it, but it takes 7 minutes.
Thank you. Those are good advice. I think currently we do have a spreadsheet as well for this year's incoming students. So if you don't have access to it or have other questions about it, just find any of those, black shirt wearing people and we can give you the resources. So the next question is, take away your student hat for a bit. If you can have a weekend off with no work, no school, which is impossible, I know, but just imagine, just try really hard to imagine it. What would you do in St. Louis? Like alternatively, it would be like, what would you, suggest some of our families to explore and to do in St. Louis?
So I'm a big foodie, and since being in this program, I have found other people who are also foodies. So a weekend off for me would consist of restaurant hopping. St. Louis has a lot of amazing food places, especially around campus. So take advantage of that and also look for people in your program who like to eat and like to explore places to eat. And also I would say Forest Park, because it's very chill and there are a lot of activities for you to do in Forest Park. So restaurants and Forest Park.
Can we go eat somewhere? Of course. Okay, let's go. Actually, they're also like St. Louis Dispatch just released like the 100 restaurants in St. Louis. So if you want to like, while you're here, check out some of those. I haven't gone through the whole list. I think I'm like number 16. So I'm just looking through them. I haven't gone anywhere yet. But yeah, I think for me, I would love to, if I had the time. I've actually been to the art museum a couple times and I've really enjoyed it. I literally end up spending a couple hours there and I get through like a couple rooms. And so that's like a really cool space. And then it's in Forest Park. So like there's this giant hill outside of it that people hang out on. So you can do like a picnic, which we've talked about doing for the summer. And then I think outside of that, I also really want to go to like a comedy show. So I really want to do that. And then the Fox Forum constantly has some really good things. I'm going to go to Wicked probably soon this next month. And they're also doing like Jesus Christ Superstar in the summer. So I think, yeah, just trying to get around and do some of those things in town.
I think as an international student, when I first came at St. Louis, I didn't know most of the places. So first, I wanted to understand some important places in St. Louis. And they told me Forest Park is good, the Gateway Arch. So my first thing was I have to reach in these places and explore and see how they look like. I went to them. I think it's a place I could recommend you also try when you're first person to be in St. Louis.
I'll just add on to that and what Eric was saying, that most of the museums in the city are free. I'm from Washington, D.C., and so I'm very used to that. And it's very hard to go anywhere else where you have to pay $20 to go to a museum. But you don't here. And so St. Louis Art Museum, there's also the Missouri History Museum within Forest Park. And there's also other museums like the Pulitzer Foundation, because the Pulitzer Prize was started by someone from St. Louis. The Contemporary Art Museum, there's many, many more, and they're all free. So, and there are a couple that are not, but they're also pretty affordable and maybe have student rates too.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would just, again, seconding the food. I'm not going to talk a lot about it, but that is a really cool thing about St. Louis. I also, if I had time, there's also really cool outdoors, like hiking trails around. So you have to drive a little bit sometimes, but my favorite is Lewis and Clark Trail up kind of in St. Charles, a little bit north of here. So that is accessible if you have a car, but there are some really great like outdoor spots in St. Louis. I also want to second the live music bit. I think there's a really good music scene here. You just kind of have to be willing to maybe go on a Tuesday or a Wednesday night because they'll be in Chicago on Saturday nights. But like Takashima Record Bar is one of my faves, just to go there for like a cocktail, and they play different records. So there's definitely a vibrant music scene here as well.
Anybody else want to add anything?
Sure. If nightlife is your thing, the Grove is kind of where all the queer, oh, yeah, okay. So where all the queer nightlife spots are. So that's been really fun. Also on restaurants. If you're a Midwesterner like me, there is a place called Twisted Ranch. You can get a flight of ranch dressings, 13 of your choice with a basket of fries. It's incredible.
Okay, everyone else spoke, so I'm just gonna sum it up by saying, yeah, free museums, music from the level of like $5 cover at a bar. That's like, we have a punk bar near like other stuff, but then you can go to the symphony and get student rates. And I think like the gem of St. Louis is our food scene, and that there's constant like burgeoning restaurants and that kind of thing. So would recommend.
Thank you so much. I think that's pretty much covered it. It sounds very enticing. Next question would be the actual serious one. So what brought you here? Why did you pick Brown School? And how does it like fit into your life story as a whole?
Yes, I'm very clear on this. So there are two main reasons why I came here. The first, I came across Brown School as a place to consider because I am a return Peace Corps volunteer, and they had a very nice, what's it called? Scholarship. Nothing here. No, they had a really good scholarship that, helped pay for 50% of the 2 years I'm here. And so it was really enticing. And the second piece was the sexual health and education specialization. So my end goal is to become a sex therapist and educator. And that is a very small burgeoning field still. And so there aren't really programs for it. And so to find a place that has clinical social work, but then also has the focus for sexual health and education was really something important for me that really kind of solidified the reason to come here. Because I also could have like stayed where I was and worked and gotten it paid for. But I was like, I want somewhere that's, I feel like it's a good investment for me long term. And yeah.
I can go. So like I said, I'm MPH MSP, so social policy and public health. That's a combination that you don't see at many other schools, especially not within one school. Maybe you'd have to like be at two different schools within a university. So that was definitely a big draw. I also personally, as a public health student who's very interested in the social determinants of health and the social implications of public health, was actively looking for spaces that weren't medicalized, that weren't kind of like focus on epidemiology side of public health. Very important, no shade, but that's just not my jam. And so being in a school where it's really social work and public health together, I think is a niche that the Brown School has that no one else has, at least not the programs that I was applying to. So that was a big thing. I did get a very nice scholarship offer, so that was very helpful. And then I also, like I said, I'm from the East Coast. I studied an undergrad on the West Coast in California. So I was like, let me go to the middle. Like, let me have it all. And I remember Elizabeth Fuchs, actually, we were talking and she said, if you study policy in Missouri and you get to know how to do policy in Missouri, you can do it anywhere. And so because, well, we can go into that, but so those were the many reasons.
I think for me, because as an international student, when I first came to the US in 2017, I went to a community college in California. And it was very important for me that whatever school I ended up going to for my graduate degree was not going to be a commuter school for me. So coming to the Brown School, a big decision point for me was the amount of extracurricular outside of class activities that they had to offer. I researched the clubs, the organizations like across the campus, not even only the Brown School, at WashU as a whole. So I just knew that this was a place that even if I came to class, like I could still be on campus till 9 p.m. and be like, okay, today was like I extensively had a productive day on campus, even if it didn't relate to academics. So that, and also the amount of international students that are at the Brown School is very enticing, especially if you're someone who is looking for that sense of community. But yeah.
Can I press you a little bit on that too? Can you talk a bit more about like what are some clubs, what are some organizations that you found on campus?
Okay, so there's actually a bunch. There's like the Black Student Association. There's an African Student Association at Olin. There used to be one at the Brown School, is currently in the process of being revived. There's like a Latinx student association. There are clubs for members of the LGBTQ community. There are also clubs for like like public health stuff, like epi stuff, you know, if you're looking for something in academics. So like, yeah, just things like that.
I was already working with an international organization in Uganda, Malmö, Uganda. So already they had some collaboration with WASHU related centers. So International Center for Child Health and Development was already collaborating with them. So through that collaboration, I got to know WASHU and Brown School. So I was already working in health, in HIV, and they were doing HIV. So I think Brown School has centers that are global. So if you want to do your research within St. Louis or outside St. Louis, outside US, I think it is very possible. You can do it very well. So through that, I got to know WASHU, and here I am doing public health.
Thank you. Thank you for uplifting the like global community
Yeah.
at the Brown School and Washington University in general. Mhm. Eric, I saw that you unmuted.
Yes, okay. So I mean, if you like Google best MSW programs, the Brown School is always going to be one or two on pretty much any list you find. So that's what originally got it on my radar. And then kind of similar to Victoria a little bit, they have a really robust options for if you want to study policy. Whichever program you go into, MPH or MSW, there's a lot, or MSP too. There's a lot of work you can do there. I also got a full ride fellowship through the Gephardt Institute for Civic and Community Engagement, which is a really great resource on this campus for all your voter education needs and things like that. So if you haven't applied, I believe it's still open. Yes.
I will say, so having lived in St. Louis, I worked at WashU School of Medicine in the Bioethics Research Center, and there's a lot of transdisciplinary research that happens at WashU. So I learned about the Brown School through doing just some additional classes on my own. And then I saw this opportunity for kind of clinical training, policy training, and just a really kind of wide array of options here. And I'm interested in LGBT aging issues. And this was one of the local schools that really specializes in that. So I said, I'm going to the Brown School. And then they are somewhat generous with their scholarship funding. So that helped.
Yeah, and I just want to echo kind of what Victoria was talking about, especially as it applies to the MPH program. I feel like when I was looking at schools, I would like kind of ask current students, I was like, so what are you guys doing about like equity and social determinants of health? And I just felt like it wasn't really incorporated into their programs as it was here at the Brown School. And again, I'm a second year, so like I really want to echo like that is something we talk about in our classes. And I think that is pretty unique as a public health program. And then outside of that, so I actually lived in St. Louis before I decided to come to the Brown School. And I think what kept me in St. Louis, because I said this last week, but I think a lot of people come to St. Louis and say, I'm only going to be there for 2 years or 3 years. And they have like a time where they don't want to be here. And I think what really keeps people here is the community, whether that's like here at the Brown School or outside. I think that's really unique and special to this school and St. Louis as a whole.
Just to add, yeah, St. Louis quickly becomes a big small town, which is great. And yeah, you cultivate a sense of community, and that's kind of one of the things that magnets and keeps you here a little bit.
How did you all know? Because the next question is about community. How would you describe the community at the Brown School? I mean, we kind of talk about like what brought you here, right? But now what's keeping you here? I guess you have to graduate, but then what's keeping you here? What's the community like here?
People are very, very, very friendly. Like if you're someone who doesn't like to give people hugs or say hi to people in your class, like it's almost impossible for you to not be friends with people in your cohort, just because there's such a strong sense of companionship, even like outside of the people in your cohort. So I just feel like it's very important to echo just the strong sense of community here at the Brown School. Like, people are very interested in seeing you succeed, and they're going to go out of their way to make sure that you do succeed. One example is I recently had bronchitis, and literally every day there were like at least 5 people in my classes like, hey, Cassandra, I haven't seen you. Are you showing up? Why aren't you showing up? I'm like, I'm sick. And people were showing up to my house to drop food off, ask to like do my laundry. And like, coming from a school that you just go to school and you go home, and coming here where people are invested in your life, it's a really big change. So just get ready for a lot of hugging and friendships.
Yeah, I'll just add that last night we actually had, we had an MPH happy hour that got canceled because of tornado warnings, but then people still went because the tornado warning ended, or the tornado watch. I'm still learning the Midwest lingo. But yeah, we had like a really fun group of people, and Eric came too, and Eric is not an MPH student. And we just had a really lovely time. And I think that especially because we all in our first year are really taking a lot of the same classes. There's quite a foundation in the same classes. I think in both MSW and MPH, you see each other both in the classroom and kind of how you think in that way, and then also outside of the classroom. And that really helps you kind of see the whole person or whatever. I'm not trying to sound, blasé, but it does help with that. And so it was great to see people who maybe you wouldn't think would hang out last night hang out. So it was great.
Yeah, and kind of like I was telling the folks I was sitting with earlier, I think like you're gonna have the typical struggles with grad school, frustration with classes, exhaustion, all of that. And the relationships that you have in the community that you build around you is what's gonna keep you afloat. And it's so important to have that really strong support system. And kind of like they've all been saying, it's really hard not to have a support system here because people are really kind of invested in that communal success with each other.
And I'll just add, yeah, I think I also at that table, someone asked me like, what was the size of our incoming cohort of social work students? I have no clue. 90? Okay, it was still under 100. So I said it was definitely under 100. But I also said, like, realistically, is it feasible to have strong relationships with all these other 89 people? No. But I think it's just so important to find the people that you do want to invest your time in and build those relationships. I shared a story of one of my closest friends here, Zaid. Literally during our orientation, we kind of like eyed each other from across the room. And we've not looked back since. At this point, I feel like people are like, if one of us is somewhere and the other one isn't, they're like, where's Eric, where's Zaid? So yeah, I think it's just so incredibly important to find those people and to have them be there to show you all the love and the support and to get you through the very real, very difficult moments that grad school has.
Anybody else want to add anything?
I'll also give a shout out to faculty members who are really
Aw.
kind and take on mentorship roles. So you do have that peer kind of commiseration and community, but also people who can kind of usher you through uncharted waters that they've been in before.
Mhm.
I think to add quick to that, open door policy in some way, I think helps me so much. Like most of the time you find an office door is open, you have time to go and talk to anyone you find in the office. I think that has been helping me so much. So anytime I want to get some information from someone, like the door is open, you can go and talk to them. So, yeah.
Yeah, to add that to that as well, just really quickly, I work in a lab on campus, and most of the staff in that lab also went to the Brown School and also got their MSWs or MPH here. And so they know what's up, they know what you're going through. And that is also very helpful. They kind of are able to check in with you from a lived experience.
I appreciate all the answers. I think if you've talked to some of your staff, you've noticed that a lot of them are like Brown alum, and just kind of shows like the love that people have for this place and how they want to really give back and contribute to it because they had so much when they were at the Brown School. I had something, oh yeah, and I think you touch a little bit on like alumni connection, like people who came out of the Brown School really look out for one another. And I work at a medical school lab that don't normally hire like Master of Social Work student, but because they have a research coordinator who is a Brown School alum, she's trying really hard to like lift folks at the Brown School up and to go into more research in the lab. So that's something that I want to highlight. And then the next question is, we all have like field education as an essential part of our education, and Brown School give you like basically full autonomy in choosing your own site. So I kind of want to know, what's your experience like picking your practicum site, and how are you liking it so far?
I think let me start with that. There is Handshake. Handshake has been a good place to start from. I registered on it. I updated my profile. And when they started, like, you're free to go and look for practicum. From nowhere, I got a message from a professor from School of Medicine, and then said, I've viewed your profile and I think you're a good fit for this position. Can you apply for this position? I said, yeah, I can't do it. Yeah, so I immediately applied, and without interview, I got the job. So Handshake. Okay. Yeah. So Handshake is a good place. We have resources there available to support. If you use the resources available, I think you may not lack practicum or anything that you want from Brown School. Thank you.
Thank you. Just to quickly add, like Handshake is our new career searching platform. So it's for on-campus job, practicum, off-campus job, like everything job related. And you make your appointments with the career office on Handshake as well. So that's our like all-in-one career platform.
And I'll say for MSWs as well, there's a spreadsheet that exists somewhere. I think it's on Inside Brown, where they have a list of organizations, what concentrations they align with, you know, which semesters they accept students, if they're paid or not. So there are a lot of resources in that way. And I looked out, the place that I'm at has 2 staff. They're both Brown School alum. So there is a lot of folks, kind of like we were saying, that are out in the community that we can kind of talk about classes and how they apply to everything, as well as have that outside of the Brown School professional mentorship.
Yeah, and I just want to add, so your practicum sites have to be approved by the Office of Field Education. And so there's like lists upon lists of places that have already been approved. So I think like for me, that was a really good starting place. And then like from the public health side, you can kind of filter by your specialization. So there's definitely more like kind of formal opportunities of like, oh, a public health organization is coming and like wants to do interviews. But then how I ended up getting my position, I worked at the Institute for Public Health here at WashU. It was a little bit more informal, like what Peter said. I did interview. I wasn't just offered a job. But I think like you can kind of approach people and be like, hey, what are you working on? Like, I'm interested in this thing. Like, do you see us working well together? Is there something I can help with? So I think there's like a few different routes that you can go, and it's not like you can try, again, like Angela said it earlier, I keep using this phrase, choose your own adventure. So you can kind of like make what you want out of it. And if there's like someone here at WashU that you're really interested, you can always approach that. And I think like, again, going back to community, everyone's super approachable and is willing to like get you in contact or just like be super helpful for resources.
I really echo what Courtney said about reaching out to, like, if you go, when you start your classes, you will kind of have a sense of the kind of research that your professors are doing. So if you see a professor that's doing something that you're really interested in and you want to offer your services as a practicum student, don't be afraid to reach out to them. That's how I ended up with my practicum position at the Institute of Public Health this summer. I reached out to my biostats professor from last semester and we had kind of an informal meeting. I also did not really interview. I don't know if I should be saying that out. But I got the position and I was like, okay. But just take advantage of the faculty. Like if you hear, and also a lot of faculty members are eager to connect you with people who are doing projects that might be of interest to you. So start early, reach out to them. Don't be afraid. Yeah.
I'll go. Office of Field Ed. Love you guys. I'm not saying don't learn how to write a cover letter because you should know how to write a cover letter. Did I write a cover letter or formally interview? No. As well. But a lot of times, like practicum sites are competitive. Also, as a Brown School student, you are an asset. People do want to take you on to teach you, but also learn from you. There's a certain, like youth of the field that you bring, and everyone can teach each other. You get a kind of crash course in social work in your first practicum site. But also, yes, informational interviews can turn into practicum placements. And yeah, they can be really fulfilling.
Yeah, to add something, I want to acknowledge the Office for Field Education. They are good at, I'm from an international student, so my CV was CV based in Uganda. So it did not fit anything here in the US. So when I came here, they told us about that resource that they have a career fair. I think that helps you develop your CV to fit that level that is needed in the US. So I worked with them, they worked on my CV. That's when I started applying. So that helped me a lot to get to what US want.
Yeah, definitely retweet on just using the Career Center as a resource. Even if you think that like, oh, I know my CV or resume looks good, like still go to them and get their feedback because they really understand kind of the context of what it should look like here. And so that was really helpful for me. And with my practicum, I'm with the Race and Opportunity Lab, which is also through, out of the Brown School. And they do some really amazing, impressive work, all geared towards improving the social mobility of Black boys and young men from age 12 to 29 in the St. Louis region. And so I'm working on one small part with their health pillar, but they're doing such amazing, impressive work on population level social change. And so I think that's like really something special to be able to work with. And so that also just kind of reiterating the amazing opportunities, even inside the Brown School, to be able to work with people who are doing great work in the field. And, I've been able to just learn so much from them and to get connected with people in the community who are doing this work directly. And so it's been really awesome to learn and do.
Thank you all so much. I really want to highlight what Levi just said, like know your value. We are assets. So when you're like looking for practicums, present yourself not only as, I want to learn from you, but also I have so much to contribute, because even though you're not aware of them, you have so much knowledge in you. And as a Brown School student, people would also recognize that as well. I want to ask a little bit about part-time job, making that coin. How do you have part-time jobs? Like how many hours do you work every week?
So the last thing that I also forgot to mention when I was talking about practicum, it is paid. Mine is paid. And that was also a very big piece for me that I was seeking out, right? Is that I wanted to make sure that I was getting paid for the work that I was doing. So it is possible, right, to be able to have a practicum that is paid. And then I also work at the Gephardt Institute actually as a graduate assistant here on campus. So I'm working 2 part-time jobs, so I'm covering my bills, but it's possible, and I'm not struggling too as badly as I was last semester, so that's nice. But it is definitely balanced though, right, between those 2 things. I'm working nearly 30 hours a week, so definitely just something to be considering and thinking about, and how to have that balance of like also going to class and homework and also trying to have a social life, which is really difficult at times. But yeah, I definitely made sure I had a paid practicum, and then I also have a part-time job on campus.
But any advice on that? How to
balance?
Yeah.
Great question. Get back to me right now I'm currently saying just make it to summer, Eric. Just make it to summer. But yeah, I think I think weekends end up being really big times for me to catch up on work. And again, right, I have people, my people who hold me accountable to get that work done too. So they'll like stay up really late hours to, work together to get those assignments in. But yeah, I think it's just finding that balance. And also just like, sometimes things can wait. Things can really wait, and just get your rest when you need it. And the other stuff can get done when it needs to get done. But and also I think one thing with the campus jobs is they also get it that you're a student. And so they're constantly saying and working with you to be like, what do you need? How can we support you as a student? Rather than maybe in other spaces, they wouldn't be able to understand that. And so that is something that I really appreciate as well.
So I currently have the job I was working before I came to the Brown School. It's now my part-time job. I do that about 25 hours a week. I do my practicum about 20 hours a week, and then I have 2 classes. So I'm still upright. And also my practicum is not paid. Which many are not. And you get very used to kind of meekly asking on informational or formal interviews, is this opportunity paid? I have to ask. And then they're really nice to you because they've been through this before. But because they've been through the struggle of all these hours trying to pay your bills, your rent, get your classes done, I think at your practicum site, they can be really flexible and work with you because they've especially for your first, maybe both practica, they're MSWs. So they've been through this training, sometimes here at the Brown School. And so they will make space for you to thrive and live. But yeah, you somehow, Tetris everything in there.
Yeah, somehow it all just like magically works out. And we're all here still.
Yeah. Admitted student resources is something that is very important, I think, right now. They always update it with job opportunities on campus. So you should take time and keep looking into admitted student resources. They give jobs opportunities around campus that are available that you can apply to, and also get some connection around with professors and ask them whether they have things that you're interested in. I remember I got one job while I was still in Uganda with a professor here. I mailed him, I told him I'm doing this. Could you be having something that I can help with? Said, okay, let me take you to the next step. So they gave me the position while still in Uganda, but was restricted. I was supposed to be here, I think by April 2022, so I couldn't make it. Then he said, that's fine, we'll find a way out when you come. So when I reached here, I got with iChat. So it was a bit very well connected, like they have career job fair that is done when you get on campus. There is fasting job career fair that you will attend. When you attend that job career fair, they will have different research centers with open positions. You come and bring your CV. They will review a CV. You can have immediate interviews with them, and you can be given a job immediately, or they make an appointment to meet you in the next day or the next week.
Yeah, I work at the Health Communication Research Lab, which is within the Brown School. It is always hiring because we're doing a lot of like COVID and other public health misinformation work. And we actually it felt like for a long time, I was the only MPH student. So actually most of the other student workers were MSWs. So even though you hear health in the name, everyone is welcome to apply no matter your program. And I got that position by reaching out to the director of the lab before even applying, before even submitting my application. He spent half an hour on Zoom with me, and I'm not saying that this is what always happens, but he did just offer me the job like during this 30-minute meeting. So professors really are, and directors of labs are really, really looking for students to work with them. And then I also do babysitting for a family where both professors are both parents are WashU professors. And so there's a couple of like lists to get on for doing babysitting, and like driving, helping families with driving responsibilities and things like that. So that's a nice like little extra cash. And then like Levi, I'm also doing some consulting work for my job that I did right before grad school. So definitely, if you're currently in a position, talk to them about maybe doing some work continuing on, even though you're leaving and going to grad school. You're an asset to whatever place you are at right now because you know what's going on, right? They don't have to hire someone else and fully orient them. So just ask your current employers as well. Unless you don't like the place, in which case just leave. But if you would be willing to, then never hurts to ask.
Thank you. I want to quickly plug. So like my position, student ambassador, is also a job. It's paid and the office staff are amazing. So highly recommend that you apply for it as well. And there's no like traveling or commute. Everything is on campus in the Brown School. Before we jump into Q&A, I want to ask the last question. It would be like imagining it's like yourselves sitting down there in the tables. What would you say to yourself? Like a year before,
Don't be afraid to ask for help. I feel like there's so many resources at the Brown School that as a student, it's very easy to not take advantage of. Actually, special shout out to Peter Coogan because I just used his services at the communication lab this semester. And that took my paper from like, oh, he's right there. I got like 100% on that paper. Like I scheduled a meeting with him and he reads the paper and he's like, Cassandra, this is a great paper, but this is not an op-ed. And then we butchered the paper, fixed it up, and I got 100%. So I feel like there are so many resources. You have to know who to go to for those resources, but also just feel free to walk into any office and ask anyone. I work at the Brown School Dean Suite, which is on the second floor, and I got that job from the career fair that Peter was talking about. I just walked up to them, gave them my resume, and that was it. But utilize the resources. I feel like the 2 years goes by really fast. I'm already at the end of my first year and there's still so many resources that I haven't used. And I don't want to be on graduation day looking back and realizing that I could have done more with my time at WashU. So if you have a question, ask for help. There are no dumb questions. People are very friendly and they're always willing to point you in the right direction, even if they're not able to help you directly.
I also want to echo, don't be afraid, full stop. I remember I had been out of school for a bit before I came to the Brown School, no matter where you go, but you should probably just come here. I was like a few weeks before start and I was like, oh my God, school. And don't be afraid. Everyone in this master's program wants you to succeed and they want to lift you up. And yeah, there may be challenging moments, but again, there are resources to ask for help. And it's not like a weed out thing that you might be used to from undergrad. It's like, it's here to grow the garden. It's not, a hostile environment. So I think you're going to be afraid, but just, this is me telling you it's going to be okay. Social worker,
Have fun, right? As I said, right, like it can be really difficult to have a social life and to get out and do all the things that you want to do, but like find those moments, because if you just come here for the next 2 years with your heads down in the books, you're not doing it right. You have to really spend the time to, one, get to know the community here at Washington, but also get to know the community in St. Louis. Right. Don't just stay in the bubble of Brown and WashU. Just get out and have some fun, because honestly, the moments that I think back of in this past year where I've really enjoyed myself is when in those moments where we're at Handlebar dancing. And so like just those moments are so precious. And when you look back 10 years from now, that's what you're gonna remember, not the that one class with that one person where you're like, oh, or that one assignment that you're like, oh, but yeah, not fun.
That's the right noise for that.
Right.
Adding to what Levi said, I actually applied in 2020 and then deferred a year and picking, I decided to apply to grad school 2 weeks before the first deadline. So I didn't get to do a lot of research. I just had to write and submit. But making the decision to come to the Brown School, while I took my time and I feel like I really did my due diligence, I was working a full-time job, but felt like my full-time job was just going to events like these online. I eventually chose the Brown School, and that was an easy choice. It felt right. The choice to defer was a really, really hard one because I was kind of torn between like, I've already been out of school for 3 years. That feels like so much time. Like I'm getting old, like ridiculous thoughts.
Older.
Yeah, well, I'm not even that. But yeah, so, and then once I got here, I was 4 years out of college and I felt so grounded and I felt so ready. I felt like I had lived, I felt like I had worked. And if you are coming in straight from undergrad and you know what you're doing, awesome, that's great. But if you're not, and you're a little scared, you're fine. Like you will be fine. Most of us up here took time before coming back. And just trust, once you've made the decision, trust in it because you've done your research. Like we're all mini researchers here. So just really trust in it and come in with like the faith that it will work, because second guessing yourself is just a waste of time.
I was just going to add to that, just talking about like imposter syndrome a little bit. I think that is a very real experience you have in grad school, but like you guys all have been admitted, you all deserve to be here, and like everyone has a really important story. So I feel like there are moments when you like maybe you're leaving here and be like, oh my gosh, I didn't say the right thing, or like I don't know enough, but like you do, and your fears are shared among your peers. Like everyone is going through the same thing. So just like lean into that and like remember that you're important, you have a story, and you deserve to be here.
Yeah, I just wanted to appreciate Brown School admission team for their good communication. Like right now, you may go back home, but you may need something that you may want to find out from Brown School. I think they are fast, very fast at communication. Like you type to them right now, in the next few minutes, you see the reply, say, oh, this is something. You have the answers of everything. You have the answers to everything that you want at the right time, and of course from Brown School. So we want to appreciate them so much and make use of them. If you need some information, type to them. They will be there to reply and give you the information that you want.
Anybody want to add anything before we jump to Q&A? No? Okay, it's Q&A time. Any questions from our audience? It can be direct to any of our panelists, or it can be just a general question. And whoever want to answer can pick it up. We're too touched to what's going on? So silent. Everybody is touched by our panel.
Don't be afraid to ask.
There's a hand. Yeah, there's a mic.
Thank you. My question's for Levi specifically, and if this is like too specific, I can ask you later. I was wondering like how you got into work around queer aging and what like deep diving into that has looked like practically this past year for you.
Yeah, thank you. I love sharing, so never too specific. So my former full-time job, now part-time job, was on a dementia study doing the qualitative side, which I like to call the thoughts and feelings side of a study down at the med school. And so that's when I first started working more heavily with elders. And as someone in the LGBT community, I said, hey, wait, what's going on with LGBT elders? Because in our research cohort, there was not a huge representation of LGBT elders. So I looked into who in the St. Louis area was doing this research and saw that there are quite a few faculty members here. And then, of course, Elizabeth Fuchs does some stuff and got me linked up with who is kind of like the grand queer of St. Louis LGBT elders, Cheryl Wayland. also a brown school. And so Cheryl then kind of cascading, Rex got me connected to a local agency, St. Louis Area Agency on Aging, where another Brown School alum is. A lot of LGBT aging is building from the ground up. Cheryl started SAGE St. Louis chapter, which is a national LGBT aging org. But again, like there's a lot, you can be the boots on the ground, like building the infrastructure for things that are maybe currently lacking or need some support. And so at SLAY is what it's nicknamed, which is nice, but I'm doing a lot of case management right now to learn the generalist social work stuff, but I'm also going to do some programming and just kind of increase the presence of elders in various aging orgs, because that's kind of one of the mainstays of SAGE National is to bring LGBT elder representation to all of our aging orgs, because we're all aging. There are gay people, trans people everywhere. We just need to be seen and represented. And again, not to mention, queer and trans people of color who in all these communities even more need the protection and support. So that's my kind of semi-vague answer. It's a building process.
Hi, I was wondering if anyone on the panel had experience with disability accommodations or learning accommodations with the Brown School, and if there's anything that stood out to you about your experience working with the Brown School in regards to disability, because that's very important to me.
Anyone want to tackle this?
Okay.
I can try to speak to it toward some friend experiences. And I mean, I have ADHD and I did not request an accommodation. I have a friend who did and got through that process fairly smoothly. There is, I think, like a formal process for applying for accommodations, and thinking about it early on, I think you can get the ball rolling on that. And even beyond the formal accommodations, again, faculty, staff here really accommodating outside of, a contract, a paper, and just again, want to uplift. So like if you need an extension or you need informal classroom accommodations, they're willing to do that. And while I think that, generally in life, accommodation processes can be really hard, I think just getting the ball rolling early, that can help get it done pretty easily.
Thank you.
Can pass the, oh, there's another, okay.
Hi. So I kind of wanted to ask if any of you had any experiences of coming in specifically for social work and maybe picking a practicum or something that was outside of your comfort zone, just to like kind of learn more about the field. Like, I think I want to go into mental health counseling, but then also if I were to find something more on the macro scale, like I could see myself liking that too. Like, so have any of you come in and kind of thought like, I kind of want to try it all and then see how it goes? And then did that work out well for any of you?
I can speak to that. Well, I feel like my whole educational journey, I started in 2017 as a nursing major, and somehow I am now in an MPH program. I did not graduate as a nurse. I graduated with the psychology degree. But I feel like that's the beauty of the Brown School though. When you come into the Brown School, just from sitting in a few of your classes, you're going to be very overwhelmed by the plethora of things that you could literally be doing after graduation. Like there's so many new research opportunities that you hear about and you think you're interested in. So my advice for that, literally, I have hopped from like maybe 3 or 4 different interests. People always ask me, what are your post-graduation plans? I don't know, because I find 5 things interesting every day. But it's okay. Explore all your options. My advice for you would be to volunteer your free time to professors that are doing things you're interested in. So that way you're not making a commitment to anyone. You're just like feeling out. I would say like give yourself the room to explore like 2 different things every semester, just so you feel it out. And then by the time you're choosing a practicum, you that's a conversation you might want to have with yourself. Like, do you want to stick to something that you know and you're certain that you're very, very interested in, or do you want to explore? For my practicum, I decided to explore because I feel like I'm doing a lot of things right now that I'm interested in. I just want to see if I'm going to be interested in something else. It's only 360 credit hours. So after that, if I don't like it, I don't have to do it anymore. So yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I want to echo that. I think our field education actually really encourage that, like getting out of your comfort zone. At least that's what I was told when I was looking for practicum sites. I never thought that I would like work with children. But then I got a position at the Children's Advocacy Center and I love it there. And I'm considering working with like youth and families. And that's something that I think all the faculties and the field advisors will definitely encourage you to do if that's what you're thinking. Like see what's out there, see what else that you can do. Anybody else want to add anything?
Yeah, and just to add to that, like don't let yourself be limited, right? By like what you think you should be doing. I think that sometimes there's like two things that happen here, the macro and micro divide of it all. And I'm like, bump that. I want to do all of it because all of it's relevant. And then also like with the concentration piece, like there's some people who will go to their first practicum where they went out the box and they're like, oh my God, I love this, and I'm going to switch. Or they're like, actually, I just want to completely individualize. So you have those options to really make this experience that you want it to be. And so I think that if as you get here and that becomes more crystallized, don't be afraid to figure out what that then means and looks like.
I also just want to add, I actually am moving more toward counseling for my next practicum and that direct practice. And I talk about, you talk about this micro and macro divide, which they say, there's this continuum of social work, and I'm trying to do both. I'm trying to get this formal training, experience, learning built in through doing a counseling practicum next, but I won't stop doing my building with, queer aging and also some policy advocacy. Again, you just kind of supplement outside of that and kind of be the social worker in school, out of school, in counseling practice or in an agency. So yeah, there's opportunity to change it up and learn everything, and I'm the same way. So.
Anybody else in the audience? Oh.
I have a random question, especially for the foodies. If you had to pick one favorite restaurant right now, what would it be?
Okay, so this is very hard.
I'll be taking notes.
I recently actually, okay, look for me after this because I have a whole notes in my phone. But I highly recommend Taco Buddha. It is maybe like 5-6 minutes away from here. It has become a very, very popular in between class spot for a lot of people in the MPH program. They literally know us there. And they have this new taco. It's called the Nashville. It is so good. So Taco Buddha, there's also a crepes place. I don't know where that is. Maybe 10, it's like coffee. Yeah, Clayton. Really good, amazing. And my third recommendation is Juniper in Central West End, the best fried chicken you will ever have in St. Louis. So write that down. Thank you.
Speaking of fried chicken, there's actually this place called Amigo Joe's, which first off, great margarita specials, okay? But also they have this fried chicken there that is so good. And they have I like it spicy, so they have like a habanero chicken, real good. Also Lona's Little Eats is so good. It makes me so I just had some last night at an event here on campus with Gephardt. Very good stuff.
Another one that's really close by, if you're looking for like a nicer dinner, is Louis, which is like just that way. And I think they have like starters, pizza, and entrees. I've never gotten to the entrees because the starters and pizza are so good. That's just like all I have. The other thing is, in addition to food, there's also a huge coffee shop scene here. Most of them do close at 2 p.m., which I have a big gripe with, but just take some time to look into some of the coffee shops and tea and boba and other things, because there's I have not been to all of them and I do coffee a lot, so.
Okay, reaffirming my support for Twisted Ranch. Again, 13 ranch dressings. They have like 30 total you can choose from. It's a one in a lifetime experience. It's amazing. Also down here on the loop is Corner 17. Y'all, it's the best. They have the best scallion pancakes I've ever had. There's boba tea place in-house. It is so good.
They have like hand pulling noodles.
Yeah,
too,
hand
right?
pulled noodles that you can like
see
watch
them,
them
like,
make.
pull it
Yeah.
themselves.
But they also stay busy because we tried to go last night and it was like a 45-minute wait. So just be mindful. Yeah.
They also have great takeout. I feel like some places you're not sure if the takeout will hold up. It holds up. I will say if you want like semi-expensive, but not really expensive pizza, Union Loafers is so good. If you partake in drinking, they have really awesome cocktails. And they're just like one of the best bread makers in St. Louis. I will also say Chow Ban over in the Grove is one of my favorite Thai places. I feel like I had another one. I live kind of over by Cherokee Street, which is further east. And the taco and ice cream joint has like great food, huge portions, margaritas, ice cream. It's huge. It's awesome. So yeah.
Yeah, I'll just add that part of Cherokee, there's actually a historical marker that says Calle Cherokee because it's actually like a historically Mexican small owned portion of that street. You don't hear a lot about Latinx, Hispanic communities in St. Louis. They are here and there are really amazing Latino food options. And so that is definitely, there's like more than just that taco place. There's tons of taco places.
On the note of multicultural food experiences, sorry, I just wanted to name drop two places really quick. Fritanga, which is a Nicaraguan food spot, amazing. And they recently renovated the place, so it's just beautiful. And then secondly, there's an Afghanistan restaurant. I have no clue where it is, but it's called Sameem's. You can order it on DoorDash. It's really good too. So thank you.
Felicity, I'm so sorry. I just have to say one more, which is there's a really good Ethiopian restaurant on Grand as well.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Wait, is that Mescream or is there a different one? I always forget the name, but I know where it's located. Mescream, yeah. You got me. Thank you.
Yeah, I may not give you the name of restaurants, but we have also free food at campus.
He's right.
Yeah.
So most of the time you will sometimes even receive email. There is free food at Goldfarb Common. Please go and take and eat.
Yeah.
And so be ready to have free food on campus.
Yeah, thank you. Free foods are the best foods, period. I think our time is up. Feel free to like connect to our panelists if you have time, but feel free to go as well. But connect to them like off stage. I think we had a really engaging session. I appreciate all of yours output. I don't know what to say.
We appreciate you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay. Now.
Big round of applause, y'all. And thank you, Felicity. You did great. Hey, awesome. And this is going to be you in a year, 2 years. So a lot of exciting things to look forward to. And I'm glad that we ended on food. Speaking of, we do have a little treat for y'all after this. But before we get to that, I just want to say thank you so much for being here. This has been such a really wonderful day. We've all thoroughly enjoyed getting to know each of you. I hope that you all have enjoyed the day as well. Now we'll transition to a little ice cream social. We have frozen custard from Ted Drew's, which is a St. Louis favorite. We do have some non-dairy options too. And for those of you who would like to get a tour of our little campus within a campus, we do have a couple optional guided tours happening too. So if that's something you are interested in, let's say meet in front of the check-in table. But get your frozen custard first, and then head over to the check-in table for tours. All right. Thank y'all so much for being here. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon. And congratulations again.